Hey there, it's Alex from Lab Cyber, and before I talk about today's topics, I just wanted to say a very quick prayer, and I'm praying that you don't get too negatively impacted by the current coronavirus pandemic. We've all been negatively impacted one way or the other, but I'm praying that you're staying safe and healthy, and I also pray that we are able to pull through this sooner rather than later, because we've all been affected negatively one way or the other. So I'm hoping and praying for you. I hope you stay healthy and that you stay safe. Now, unfortunately, even with the current pandemic, you would have thought that maybe cyber criminals would have taken a break. Maybe they would try to figure out ways to keep themselves, busy by actually doing something productive. But if anything, they've actually doubled their efforts in trying to scam people. And what I want to talk about today is the current phishing scams taking place and how cyber criminals are trying to exploit the coronavirus fear currently gripping the world. So there's a few articles in here. The first one comes from Forbes, and in here we've got apparently a text message going around. I believe this is more for people living in the United States, but there's a text message going around saying that because of the COVID-19 outbreak, we are giving out free iPhone 11 smartphones to help you spend time at home. And then, of course, a link is provided in the text message. So now I know if you're watching this, you're not the kind of person who would fall for this kind of scam. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people who will see this message on their phone, and all they'll think about is, oh my gosh, I'm getting myself a free iPhone. How lucky am I? They will click on the link and then try to register to get themselves the free iPhone. And if anything, they're actually getting themselves some free malware on their phone. So this is going around. If you know of anyone, a friend, a family member who might be gullible enough to fall for this, just let them know that it's a scam. Okay, no company is giving out free iPhones. That's just not going to work. It's a very bad business practice if they're giving out free iPhones. So don't fall for this. If you know of anyone who might fall for this, please be sure to inform them. Let them know that this is an actual scam. Now let's move on to the more sophisticated phishing coronavirus scams currently taking place. So we've got hackers now pretending to be from either the World Health Organization or from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So what happens is they will send out emails to the victims pretending to be from these bodies, and will have in the emails, they'll write something like, we're from the CDC, we're from the WHO, and we want you to stay abreast of what's happening in our efforts to fight the virus. Click here to find out more information. And those links are actually malicious links, which when you click on them, you will infect yourself with some malware. So here's a typical example. In here, it says, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention continues to closely monitor an outbreak of the 2019 novel coronavirus in Wuhan City, China. CDC has established an incident management system to coordinate a domestic and international public health response. Updated list of new cases around your city are available at, and then in here right now you can see the link. So the thing is, if you receive this kind of email, I have to be honest with you, this looks legit. It looks like the kind of email that you might possibly get from the CDC, trying to keep you abreast of what's actually happening. And if you look at the email address involved in here, it says it's from the cdc-gov.org. It's got three power words. It's got the CDC, it's got gov, it's got .org. So you might actually think, oh, this is legit, right? Unfortunately, though, the actual email account for the CDC is not cdc-gov. It's actually cdc.gov. cdc.gov is the actual email account for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So please take note of this. It is not cdc-gov.org, but cdc.gov. So if you receive any emails from the CDC urging you to click on the link to provide some sort of information, or to click on the link to get new information, something like that, don't. It's a scam. There's another one similar to this, but the hackers here will pretend to be from the WHO. Now, I did go to the WHO website to find out more information about this, and there's actually some very, very interesting information in here. So apparently, the WHO, their email account actually ends with the who.int. It is not who.com, it's not who.com or even who.org. it's actually who.int. I never knew this. Honestly, if I received an email from somebody, let's say KT at who.org, I might have fallen for that, because you would think that the WHO would use .org, but rather they use .int, which I believe stands for international. So be very, very careful. If you're going to receive an email from the WHO, it's going to be the person's name and then at who.int, not .com, not .org, and not -safety.org. So be very, very wary about this. Now, finally, there is apparently also some sort of app that was created called the COVID-19 tracker, which is supposed to help people track the outbreaks of the virus. But unfortunately, it's not a real app. It's actually a ransomware. So basically, ransomware are the kinds of apps that when you install them on your phone or your computer, they will lock your access. And in order to gain access back, you would have to pay a ransom. That's why it's called ransomware. So the actual name, I believe, was called, let me just try and see if I can find it. I think it was called something like COVID-19 Tracker. I think that was the name of the actual app. So if you know of anyone trying to install this app or has installed this app, please be sure to let them know that it's actually malware. Let them uninstall it immediately. Now, with that being said, there is actually a legit app for tracking the COVID-19. It is by Microsoft. So if you're interested in getting yourself such an app, it's called the Bing COVID-19 tracker. That's the actual legit tracker made by the developers at Microsoft. Any other tracker at this point will probably be a fake application. So please be very, very careful about the kinds of apps you're currently installing on your devices. So that's basically it for now. And I will continue to keep abreast of whatever is happening in the world of cybersecurity in relation to the COVID-19 pandemic. But for now, hopefully I've been able to give you enough information to not fall victim to any one of these phishing scams currently taking place. So that's it. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.